Have we fragged this, Commander?
Punch it, Bishop! This is the third set between Great and C on the new map, Grand Line SE. 4-player map with a bunch of sand on it. Okay, here we go. Except, down at the 8 o'clock position in white is C, up at the 10 o'clock in purple is Great. An exciting series. This is the deciding set to see who gets into the round of 16. It's great to be back. Back into the commentating mode. When I'm not in commentating mode, I don't talk to people that much, because that's just the way I am. I've always been a shy person. I don't talk that much. And, I mean, yeah, back in school, I was always the quiet guy. Isn't it great to be pigeonholed like that? Yeah, he's the quiet guy. He never says anything. Look at him, the quiet guy. I'm sitting there thinking, well, maybe if you stop calling me a quiet guy, I might talk a little bit more, eh? But, yes, one time I had a teacher, I think it was my shop teacher, come into another class in middle school. And he walked in and he pointed right at me. I'm like, what is this guy doing? Then he said, this guy, he doesn't talk much, but when he does, everybody listens. I'm like, you're an insane coot. But okay, back into the game. Great scouting down here, looking for an SCV. He's not going to find one, and it's going to take him a while to get down there with a scout. He's probably going to send out a drone scout soon enough. Because this is a pretty big map. Of course, a 4-player map. That is assumed that it's going to be a big map. It's kind of a strange map. And like I said, I've watched a lot of games on this map, but I don't know anything about it. Because I haven't been in commentary mode. I've been in sit back in my chair with popcorn mode, typing random insults at people in the chat room mode. But yeah, something like that. Come the hatchery up for Great. Very safe to do this on this map, I think. And I will learn more about this map as I watch more games on it. I know it's called Grand Line SC because there's a big line through the entire middle of the map, which you see displayed on your mini-map right now. They just pass by it. Huge high ground area from top to bottom in the middle of the map, which I think can favor Terran when they're going out for that big push. But okay, here comes the drone scout looking around for any expansions or anything like that coming up. He's going to see if there's no buildings down here at all, and eventually find C. C is looking a little bit drunk at this point, actually. He looks a little bit woozy. Had a couple of Smirnoff ices, I guess. But Great is finally going to be able to scout down at the right direction. And yes, I think I saw a game on this map recently in Pro League. I watch a lot of Pro League. I watch more games than I commentate by far, just because I like watching StarCraft. And I like jumping in the chat channels, which is interesting these days. It's a lot more interesting than when I used to do it, because now when I jump in the chat channels, I say, wow, that was a huge mind drag or something like that, and people go, are you the Nuke the Stars? I go, no, I'm not. And then I start making up things. I like to lie a lot in chats for some reason. But usually, yeah, one time actually, someone asked if I was the real Nuke the Stars, and I said, okay, and then I posted a comment on my own channel from my own account on the front page saying, yes, I'm the Nuke the Stars. So that's how far I go to prove who I really am. Kind of ridiculous. But now the gas being mined by Great, I think he's going to go for another standard game. Players, when they get into the round of 36, they usually plan one build. They plan one build very thoroughly, unless one map is completely insane. They need to come up with a very weird strategy for it. They'll go for a cheese build of some kind. But right now, it looks like Great is going for pretty much the same thing he went for in the last couple games, at least the same opening. As you can tell from that last game, that was not the same build they used in the first set, going for Guardians like that. That was him adapting to the map a bit. But he did go for somewhat the same opening, and I think that will be another safe opening for him on this type of map. And C looks like he's not going for the same opening, so never mind what I said about that. C has brought a little bit more strategy to this, since this is one of the only times he's going to be able to get into the OSL round of 16. I think C is a little bit excited here, trying to come in with another type of build, floating that a command center over, and let's see if he can defend against the Zergling run by. It's like a great, almost losing a Zergling there, trying to run by those Marines. Okay, a factory opening right now, so I think that most likely C is going to go straight into a starport here, either for drops or some weird kind of Wraith build. But he is mining gas right now, and there is one sunken colony keeping him from getting the scout. There is the starport, as I said. But I don't think this is going to be... Well, this could be the early science vessel build that I've been seeing a lot of Terran players go for. Get that science vessel out to get the irradiate on the mutas as soon as they come in. But I'm not sure about that. I think we're going to see a weird drop strategy from C, especially if we see the Vulture coming out. Might go for some weird Vulture harassment or something like that. Very fun. Terran has a lot of options at this point in the game. There's a bunker coming up for C. Make it a lot easier to defend against the hyper-aggressiveness that Great is sometimes known for. I like Great as a player, even though I haven't really casted any of his games. He's just such a weird player. Being the only Great Zerg player on Con, so he's appropriately named for his gamer name. But yeah, he's one of the only Great Protest players... only Great Zerg players, rather, on that team. I thought we were going to see a run by there for a second. But, yeah, he's... Actually, recently in a ZVZ, he used Hydra Lurker and a ZVZ. That's what kind of weird, wacky player that Great is. He'll actually go for something that bizarre in a ZVZ. Of course, he was countering a Queen, Guardian, a Devourer build with Defilers that came out in the middle of that game. That was a wacky ZVZ, and I forget who he played. It was might have been some no-name Zerg. I'm not sure. Could have been Soul Key. I don't know. It was some other player other than Great. But Great did a great job with his Hydra Lurker build, which is very rare to see in this type of play. This type of matchup, ZVZ, but here come the Vultures. The Vultures have been spotted right now, so Great should be able to defend against that. I see he already has some troops at his choke, and he has those Mutalisks out, popped, ready to go, ready to intercept those Vultures should they go in for some economic harassment. It looks like C has sensed this, either that or he's scanned, so he's getting ready for that harassment. He has plenty of turrets up, so he should be just fine as soon as those Mutalisks come in to get that harassment. And let's see what pops out of that starport. You might see a drop from that. But, oh, C trying to push his luck a little bit. Get by. There's a Hydralisk Den blocking everything, though. And the turrets coming in. Looks like Great doesn't even care. Like, killing all the turrets right now. Almost all the turrets. Didn't manage to take down that one of the two. One turret left, but those turrets got quite a few hits on the remaining Mutalisks. So I think C knows what he's doing there. He's going to rebuild those turrets soon enough. But Great might have pushed his luck a little bit too much. Very aggressive play from him. But as the observers are pointing out, that's a very big ridge. It's going to be very difficult to nudge in there with his medic marines to keep on the vision. C is just going to have to float over a building, basically, if he wants to keep the vision of that ridge. Here comes Great, sneaking in right now, focusing. Oh, there's a Radiate. That is the early science vessel build yet again. But Great did a pretty good job of getting out the infected Mutalisks. But another Radiate's going to be ready soon on that science vessel, and Great's going to have to back off, I think, even though he is doing a pretty good job whittling down the defenses. Very few medic marines left, but okay, there's a new base from Great being spotted and whittled down by the Vultures out in the field. Tank gonna be killed. The tank goes down. That's not good. The medic marines are still in the area, and as long as those marines survive, I think that C will be okay. I think he'll be able to defend against the Mutalisk harassment, especially now considering he has a Radiate. And oh man, a whole lot of Zerglings go down in that attack. Unfortunately, C wasn't able to drag into the drones like he wanted to, because Great is now escorting those drones with his Mutalisks. There's C, finds the drones, going to try to pick off as many as he can. It's going to be difficult since they're all nudged in together there. So there is one single mine. I think the Mutalisks will be able to take care of that. Yes, that mine goes down. Mine hidden in the creep, under the purple creep. And C is going to prepare for another big push. And since he went for such early science vessels, he's going to have a pretty healthy amount out before Great can take them down with Scourge, I think. He's going to be working on getting out plenty of Scourge to take those down soon enough, but he might not be able to keep up with that science vessel count. Okay, it looks like the front is okay as far as C goes. Hive Tech already up for Great yet again, going for another similar build, similar opening. And if he branches off into Guardians again, I am going to be happy. I love to see Guardians in the game. They very rarely win for a Zerg these days, though, so it's usually not the best thing to do. But okay, here comes a couple of Scourge. Out there now, going to try to pick off the science vessels. 3 vessels out already for C, and he's kind of keeping them in a nice clump so they don't all get Scourged at the same time.